technology, because at 2047, when we reach the 100th year of independence, certainly technology is also going to be, or probably going to be, the most significant building block for governance. And the third, of course, are entrepreneurs, great leaders who have built up big companies that could solve societal problems, creating a very big socio-economic impact. If you look at the entire national education policy, these 3 points do figure at multiple places. And I'm sure in the 2 days of deliberation, we will understand what we are doing. We will get the best of all, and we'll try to see how to take this best and implement at different places. Friends, today there are many policies of the government which have enabled us to implement the certain facets of the national education policy. For example, the multiple entry, multiple exit criteria, which is endorsed by the UGC today, has helped us form many courses where we could have a 1-year exit after a certificate, 2-year exit after a diploma, 4-year exit after a degree. And this has enabled a lot of people, especially lifelong learning, people who want to upskill themselves. So we actually here run 2 programs. One is the BS Electronic Systems and one is BS Data Science. We have more than 34,000 students here who are enrolled to this program. And the age group is between 17 to 81. And these are the flexibilities that have come out based on the national education policy and also subsequent regulations that have come out from the UGC under the leadership of Prof. Jagadesh Kumar and also the IIT. Other thing that we need to also keep in mind today, that we could do 2 degrees at the same time, provided the timetables don't clash. And this has actually enabled people to work on 2 different aspects of interest to them and bring in this interdisciplinary culture. Patenting has become extremely simple. The patent waiting time has reduced significantly, and for academic institution, patenting is very, very less. There are a lot of scopes for startups. In the state of Tamil Nadu, day before yesterday, IIT Research Park, we had a function where the Deputy Chief Minister announced a venture studio, a place where the startup founders can get an office space at a very low price, and also investors who can come and invest in these startups. Every state is now orienting themselves towards bringing up a good startup ecosystem. But as an education institution, we need to live up to that expectation in training our manpower for entrepreneurship. The Ministry of Education has also come up with the Swayam Plus today, which is basically to address the skill gap between what is taught in the curriculum and what the industry expects. And with the help of UGC, we are now giving credits to those courses. The first time where an industry-oriented course are given credits. And on similar lines, both the AICT and UGC has now said that 20% of the courses can be oriented towards skill. 40% of the courses can be online. I think all these regulations must be realized, and we put all these things together. I'm sure we will develop very strong human capacity, not only in computer science, artificial intelligence, but in deep core technologies. We will also be coming out with multiple ways by which we could improve the human capacity building in critical emerging technologies. Today, there is an Indo-US agreement on what we call as Initiative in Critical Emerging Technologies, which spans all the way from health, agriculture, logistics, energy systems, manufacturing, etc. So there is also a need that we need to have, there is also a big need for human capacity building in these critical emerging technology. There is also a need for us to align with the Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 Sustainable Development Goals given by the United Nations. Any project today which does not adhere to one or many of these Sustainable Development Goals is not bound to succeed, because there will be some point where it saturates. I think we need to train the manpower for all this, and the syllabus has to basically keep constantly upgrading, and we need to use these type of regulations that have come and based on the national education policy. I think these are deliberations that we will have over the next 2 days. So hearty welcome to IIT Madras campus. Have a look at it. We have a IIT Madras Research Park. We have a very vibrant patent cell. We have a industrial consultancy and sponsored research cell. Whenever you find time, I hope there is a tour arranged. You can have a look. Let us all work together, friends. We are here. The UGC is here. The AICT is here. Let us all work together and make India a knowledge superpower. And I think that is, in Tamil we say, Azhiya Selvam, one which cannot be stolen. Let us make India a great knowledge superpower. And let us train the manpower who's going to make India the knowledge superpower in 2047, starting today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for the welcome address. I welcome now the Honorable Chairman of the UGC, Professor Mamindala Jagadesh Kumar, to provide opening remarks and outlining the conference objectives.
Good morning to everybody. Professor Kamakoti, Professor Sardi, who is behind the scene and providing us all the support, my dear colleagues who have come from different parts of southern part of India to be part of this one-day workshop. My namaskars to all of you. Just before this event started, I had the opportunity to talk to some of you when you were registering for this event, and that prompted me to ask a question. If I ask myself a question, what do I find in this big hall? I would definitely say I find people with enormous optimism in their heart. You know, in any organization, there are three kinds of people. Those who are actively engaged, they are passionate and committed to achieve their goal. And then there are people who are engaged, they passively work. And then you have people who are actively disengaged. They try everything to undo the positive thing that is created in the organization. And I have absolutely no doubt that you belong to the first category. You are committed, passionate to see that our higher education is transformed in our country. Friends, you all agree with me that higher educational institutions are social institutions with a commitment to realize the social well-being. But how do you do this? In every conference where we meet heads of institutions like you, we are emphasizing on 3 points. If you want to contribute to the social well-being as educational institutions, you must focus on 3 points. 1, we should give learning outcomes-based education to our students so that they acquire the required competencies and skills and contribute to the growth of the society. We must ensure that we provide, using technology, personalized education to our students, because our students come with different cognitive abilities, with different aspirations. And this has to be done on a mass scale because of the large number of students that we have in our country. And with our aim to increase GER to 50% by 2035, the number in higher education is going to double and triple. So therefore, everything that we do has to be done on a mass scale. So when you provide high quality education at a personalized level on a mass scale, it is bound to enhance the general competencies in the society, and that will enhance the productivity levels in the society. That will strengthen our economic system, and that will help us to deploy more public funds into education and reach out to more students in the country, so that our country will ultimately become a developed nation. And we have this goal of realizing this dream by 1947. We do not have much time. We are already in 1924. 1947 is not far away. So therefore, we need to collectively work in realizing this goal. So what we have done, therefore, in this workshop, we have chosen 7 themes related to how to realize this goal of transforming our higher education. And we expect that the participants in each of these themes, deliberating on each of these themes, you will identify the best practices that you have already implemented in your institutions. You will identify the challenges that are coming in the way of implementing many of these reforms, but at the same time, you will also put the hat of a problem solver and solution provider and come up with suggestions on how to overcome these challenges that you may be encountering in the implementation of NEP 2020. Friends, we have to keep in our mind that the pillars of our educational reforms are related to providing better access, equity, and inclusivity to our students. Many of our students come from socio-economically weaker sections. They have different cognitive abilities. They have different kinds of training. How do you make sure that access to higher education becomes easier to them? You might have already heard about the PM Vidya Lakshmi scheme announced by the central government, which is a guarantor-free, collateral-free loan system where students can avail loans to meet the full cost of higher education. You should ensure that among your students and parents, awareness about such schemes is created so that they avail this facility. Equity is all about providing a fair and supporting system once these students come into your institutions. One of the biggest challenges we find, just as I found, I studied in Telugu medium until 12th standard, and when I came to the college, I found it was so difficult because everything was taught in English. Today there is a greater emphasis at re-looking at this model of offering education in English alone. Why not we provide higher education in a language that our students feel comfortable? For medium of instruction, we should promote Indian languages in our higher education system. You may say that we are a global city. Our students had to go outside Tamil Nadu. They had to go outside our country. How will they manage? All that we are saying is that to make better learners, to enhance the learning outcomes, use our Indian languages as a medium of education, but teach our students English language as a communication tool so that they can use their skills and competencies, work anywhere, and excel. The other challenge that we find when the students come into the higher education system is that in the current system we provide them degrees, not skills and competencies, and we need to change that. So UGC, with the help of SWAYAM Plus and IIT Madras, we are working on providing skill education to our students as part of their degree programs. Yesterday in the commission meeting, UGC approved the guidelines on how to introduce micro-credentials, how to introduce skill-based courses as part of the degree program so that students can focus both on their academic goals and also their career goals. There are many areas such as finance, insurance, logistic management, media and entertainment. And you find that students who are doing BA, BSc, BCom are in majority in our higher education system. It is these students who must acquire these skills so that they become self-employed, so that they become ready for the newer kind of employment opportunities that are coming up, because newer technologies are coming and things are changing at a very faster pace. Friends, you must consider, when the students come to our educational institutions from these diverse backgrounds, socio-economic backgrounds, how do we make our campuses welcoming campuses? How do we value them? For example, UGC has issued many guidelines on how we can provide inclusivity in our campuses. Many students who come from weaker economic backgrounds, they find it hard to sustain themselves in higher educational institutions. UGC has issued guidelines on earning while studying. Please read these guidelines. All the guidelines that have been issued by UGC during last couple of years, they are available at one single place on UGC website. It is called Utsaha portal. If you go to the Utsaha page on UGC website, you will find all the regulations and guidelines that have been issued by UGC during last 2-3 years. One of the challenges that we find is that the information dissemination about these reforms and regulations has to be increased. The pace at which this information dissemination is happening has to be increased. As leaders of educational institutions, as principals and directors of the institutions, you must have closer interaction with your faculty members. Motivate them to understand the implication of implementing these regulations and the guidelines, and the need to transform our higher education. See, the students, when they enter into the classroom, unless they see the change, how education is imparted to them, how the evaluation methods are reformed, how we are introducing experiential learning as part of their education, unless our students feel and experience this, we can not say that we are able to implement NEP 2020 completely. My dear friends, during the day you will deliberate on many of these aspects. Because of the time constraints now, I will not be able to speak on everything, but in the afternoon we will have 1 full hour of interaction. As my colleague has said, feel free to ask any question. We will deliberate and we will try to find solutions to the challenges that we may be encountering while implementing the NEP 2020. I would like to wish you a very, very successful deliberations and brainstorming during your parallel sessions that are going to happen throughout the day. And in the afternoon, we will ask the leader of each of these teams to come and make a brief presentation, and we will be very strict about the time there. You have 5 minutes to make your presentation, and then followed by 10 minutes of questions and answer session. So with those comments, I would like to stop here, and we will move forward with the rest of the program. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words and for outlining the purpose of the gathering. We will now proceed with a short film presentation showcasing the UGC's initiatives under the National Education Policy, which highlights the progress and ongoing commitments.
नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति के विभिन्न पहलुओं के बारे में विस्तृत जानकारी मिलेगी। जितनी जानकारी और ज्यादा जानकारी ज्यादा स्पष्ट होगी, फिर उतना ही आसान इस राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति का इम्प्लीमेंटेशन भी होगा।
A heartfelt gratitude to everyone who has been part of the NEP journey so far. Let us continue to strive together for a better and brighter future for our children.
The University Grants Commission is the leading implementation body for the National Education Policy 2020. The UGC has been taking a number of initiatives since the notification of the NEP, which are being displayed in this video ahead. Student Ambassador for Academic Reforms in Transforming Higher Education in India. This initiative aims to bring students together as active participants in implementing the NEP 2020. 855 NEP Sarthis from 309 HEIs have been selected by UGC till now. New NEP Sarthi guidelines has been launched on 21st August 2024, undertaking transformative strategies and actions in higher education. Utsaah portal will effectively track and support the implementation of the NEP 2020. HEIs can log in through ESHE code provided to them. Till now, total 1697 higher educational institutions have registered on the Utsaah portal. UGC has constituted 6 zonal committees to develop a roadmap for the effective implementation of the NEP 2020. 6 zonal conference and a special conference have been conducted by UGC, where more than 1800 vice chancellors, directors, college principals and NEP coordinators participated. Academic Bank of Credits. ABC helps in seamless integration of skills and experiences into a credit-based system. Nearly 31 crore learners have already registered on ABC portal. The provision of multiple entry and exit provides much-needed flexibility and appropriate exit options for learners who may discontinue their studies in different phases and wish to re-enter to continue education at higher levels. This initiative shall curtail the dropout rate, improve GER by offering flexibility in curricula and novel course options to students. NCRF is a single framework to integrate the credits earned through school education, higher education and vocational and skill education. It gives levels from 4.5 to 8 for higher education. UGC has also introduced standard operating procedures SOPs to implement the NCRF. NHEQF defines learning outcomes of graduate students. It also brings higher educational institutions to common level of benchmarking. NHEQF enables students, parents, HEIs, employers to understand the nature and level of expected learning outcomes. The UGC provides for the establishment of Students' Grievances Redressal Committees (SGRC) by all higher educational institutions. It is also mandatory to appoint an ombudsperson at the university level. The students can approach the committee or the ombudsperson if their grievances are not being addressed. Based on the principle of light but tight, the new UGC regulations provide streamlined and simplified processes for institutions seeking deemed university status, ensuring a balance between autonomy and accountability. The regulations also introduce a new category, distinct institutions, with a focus on teaching and research in a unique discipline. Conferment of autonomous status upon colleges. The new UGC regulations provides flexibility to colleges seeking autonomy. UGC has also launched an application portal, CU Chayan, a unified portal for faculty recruitment for central universities. Search and browse career opportunities in academia across all central universities at one place. With the aim to provide an international dimension to Indian higher education, UGC has introduced norms which allow top foreign universities to set up campuses in India. UGC has also launched application portal for foreign universities to apply. UGC regulations on twinning, joint and dual degree program provides global exposure to Indian students, international curriculum and attract foreign students. There is no prior approval or equivalence required. More than 70 higher educational institutions are collaborating with top foreign universities. UGC also encourages all HEIs to establish office for international affairs in their campus. Institutions can also set up a dedicated Alumni Connect cell to foster their alumni network. Framework for Global Citizenship Education in Higher Education. This framework provides inputs on the knowledge, skills and value system required by students to become global citizens with deep-rooted pride in being Indian. UGC has launched several initiatives for the promotion of Indian knowledge system in universities, such as the training and orientation of faculty on the IKS, guidelines for introducing courses based on Indian heritage and culture, empaneling local artists as artists in residence in higher educational institutions and incorporating IKS into curricula. To train our teachers and contribute to their capacity building, UGC has launched this full-fledged teachers training program. This program aims to train more than 15 lakhs teachers through 117 Madan Mohan Malviya Teachers Training Centers spread across the country. Establishment of research and development cells in HEIs will create a conducive environment for enhanced research productivity, encourage collaboration at the local, national, and international levels and facilitate greater access to research. More than 1600 R&D cells have been established in HEIs. Minimum standards and procedures for award of PhD degree. Through these new UGC regulations, there will be ease for taking admissions in PhD. Curriculum and credit framework for undergraduate programs. UGC framework provides 4-year UG programs as honors and honors with research. Students will get exit options at first, second, third year with the option to rejoin within 7 years. With UGC's new PG program structures, students can now choose from a variety of PG degrees, including 1-year or 2-year, or integrated 5-year PG programs. Pursuing 2 academic programs simultaneously, students can undergo 2 programs, 1, both online, 2, 1 online and 1 physical, and 3, both physical. Professor of Practice, bringing distinguished experts from various fields such as engineering, science, technology, management to mentor the students. UGC has also launched Professor of Practice portal. Guidelines on life skills. It has been introduced with the aim to encourage life skills in students, seeking participation from both the students and the faculty. Online and open and distance learning education. Well-performing HEIs are permitted to offer online programs to achieve the desired gross enrollment ratio and improve access and provide an enabling environment for all. Swayam, study web of active learning for young aspiring minds, aims to take the best teaching and learning resources to all. Students can avail of up to 40% credits in a semester through the Swayam platform and can transfer credits to the parent institute. The UGC has also introduced a new framework allowing universities to conduct examinations for Swayam courses, transforming single-stream HEIs into multidisciplinary institutions. The UGC guidelines provide a roadmap for single-stream institutions to transform as multidisciplinary institutions by merging, forming clusters and new departments. Accessibility guidelines and standards for higher educational institutions and universities. These guidelines ensure that standards are well kept and maintained for Divyangjans in campuses. Credit-based course on pedagogical aspects for teaching Divyangjan and specific learning disability. These guidelines focus on pedagogical aspects of teaching persons with disabilities, which will aim to provide flexibility in the selection of courses to them. Fostering social responsibility and community engagement in higher educational institutions in India. UGC guidelines provide 2 credit courses for students. UGC has guidelines on promotion of physical fitness, sports, students' health, welfare, psychological and emotional well-being at higher educational institutions of India. Guidelines for Women's Cell. Providing basic facilities and amenities for a safe, secure environment for women in HEIs. To create bridge between industry and academia, UGC has launched guidelines on university-industry linkage system, creation of the industry relations cell at the university and creation of the university relations cell in the industry will enhance these partnerships. To increase students' participation from the social-economically disadvantaged groups (SEDGs), UGC has launched guidelines to provide equitable opportunities to them. It will encourage institutions to set up SEDGs cell in the campus. UGC has launched guidelines for internship and research internship for undergraduate students to improve employability and research aptitude of learners. With joint participation of board members, institutional leaders, faculty, students and staff, each institution will make their own institutional development plan. It will include the progress, goals, vision and mission of the institution. UGC allows Indian universities to offer admissions twice a year, that is January, February and July, August every year. This will benefit students, institutions and will positively impact GER. Enable state-private universities to set up their off-campuses in their jurisdiction with the prior approval of UGC. UGC has held meetings with other regulatory bodies and state higher education councils to improve cohesion in policy implementation.
Friends, we have just now seen many reforms being rolled out by UGC in the video. It is our collective responsibility to make sure that these reforms are implemented at a rapid pace across the country so that the higher educational system in our country is transformed.
For complete details about all the NEP initiatives, you can visit UGC website www.ugc.gov.in.
UGC indeed has a great mission and vision for the education system. Now I request our Director Sir to honor our Chief Guest with shawl and bouquet. I now invite Professor R. Sarthi, Dean Planning of IIT Madras, to deliver a vote of thanks.
Good morning, everyone. It is a great privilege for me to deliver the vote of thanks at this prestigious gathering. Firstly, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and every individual who has invested their time, effort and enthusiasm in organizing and participating in this highly fruitful conference. Events like this require a clear vision and dedicated effort, and we are immensely grateful for the commitment and the drive for betterment that has brought us all together here today. I would like to begin by expressing my sincere thanks to our esteemed Director of IIT Madras, Professor V. Kamakoti, for his unwavering support and encouragement. I would also like to extend my deep gratitude to the Honorable Chairman of the UGC, Professor Jagadesh Kumar, for his relentless effort in making this conference a resounding success all over India. Of course, it is for South Zone. Multiple things they are planning to do it. Without his support and leadership, this event would not have been possible. A special thanks also to Dr. Avichal Kapoor, UGC Joint Secretary, for coming forward to join hands with IIT Madras in organizing this one-day conference on the implementation of this national education policy. I am also grateful to Dr. Amit, Mrs. Beena and Dr. Radhika from UGC for all their valuable contributions and consistent coordination in making this event a grand success. I would like to take a moment to thank all the delegates who have traveled from different parts, the South Zone of the country, to be part of this conference. Your presence and participation truly make this event a grand success. A very special thanks to all our volunteers who have worked to ensure the smooth execution of this event. Thank you all. I just would like to make a few announcements. The theme discussion meeting is going to happen in different sections, particularly in Ramanujam and CLT and a few other locations. The locations are all made known to you. The buses are there and e-cards are available. Please make use of it. And after the event, please come back here for the lunch. And the Sati event is going to happen in CCW Conference Hall, which is just in the same road at the end. So I hope you will have a comfortable stay at IIT Madras, and thank you so much for joining this inauguration event, and now our event starts. I am sure you will enjoy the campus as well as enjoy the event. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I request everyone to raise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे